beyond blessed to have another elk tag in the beautiful Blue Mountains of Oregon.
There's a lot of people everywhere yesterday.
Just because this is a premium tag doesn't mean it's going to be an easy hunt. There are a lot of people, the elk are a little bit call shy, and the weather's adding to the difficulty here. Even with all of this adversity, I've elk hunted enough to know it just takes one. After driving all over the unit, I was finally able to find a spot to camp that wasn't already taken. Camp was set up by noon, and I wanted to confirm that my bow was still shooting, and then we were off to check out a few areas. After not finding anything promising on the first night, I decided to head into a new area for our first morning of the hunt.
We're starting to run into a lot of elk sign crossing over the ridge and going down into this dark timber, so we're gonna maybe call a little bit, see if we can't pick that bull's beagle up a little better. Way up there. Well, we've been probably on this road for 3 miles. We ran into a couple other hunters and they had a bull down in the timber, so we waited for 15 minutes, had a snack. There's just lots of elk sign, and we've been hearing a distant bugle, and it sounds like maybe it's finally here around the corner, so we just got a lot better to listen to them than we have been. So we're gonna go up here, ease in, see if we can hear them, get a better beat on them, and then make a plan. We just left down there 300 yards away. The wind was blowing hard in our face. Now it's blowing straight at our back, so we're gonna try to walk up this creek and keep our scent, and with that water, maybe suck it down where we have to get above these elk. There's another old road at the top. Not very far. There's 2 bulls in here. Sound like maybe they're 300-400 yards away on this ridge, so we actually may flop over the ridge. That way that wind will swirl and go the other way, and then we'll hop over where we think we're about in there. See if that's our safest play. I almost want to get to the end of this before I bugle. So we heard our first bugle about 10:30, and the wind where we heard the bugle from wasn't great to keep going, but as we tried to get wind on them, the wind still wasn't great all the way around, so we ended up way above where we thought they were to try to finally get the wind right. And come to find out they were bugling across the valley. So we did a hour loop for nothing. Got down in here and the wind was real screwy, but we were able to kind of push through it and without busting them. Got in here and they were bugling real good. But I still wasn't real confident in the wind because the way he was going to come in, we gave him way too much wind. He'd be able to wind us real quick. So I made the decision there during the middle of trying, my first bugle to maybe move about 25, 30 yards to my left, which would, the direction I thought he'd come off that ridge would have made it so he couldn't wind us near as easy. And as I was moving, I was just getting ready to get to the tree and seen a couple cows, and they had already seen me and took the bull with them. Had another bull bugling a couple 100 yards off, and then we were coming down here and ended up with a bull right here in this meadow about 100 yards away, ripped the bugle off, and he was a decent little 5, limped a little bit, and he walked off to the right up to where the other satellite bull was at. But exciting little morning. We're probably 4 miles on foot back to the truck. 2.6 as the crow flies. But Dave wants a snack, and I'm gonna take a break, and then we're gonna probably end up hiking back out towards the truck here pretty soon. Had great plans of going down a different direction, but just like everywhere else we go in here, we went and scouted it before we went back to camp to get our packs and whatnot, and there were already 3 rigs parked down there, so we went for broke, drove pretty good ways across the unit, and nobody's at this spot, but there is past signs of them being at this spot. Lots and lots of boot tracks on this trail, but yeah, they all got to be somewhere, so nobody's here. We'll have it tonight, hopefully to ourselves, and we'll see. Hopefully we can get something going out here. This diaphragm sounds too good for him not to answer. I feel like this one's way better than the one I've been using. Hopefully it changes. We wanted to swing by this big meadow in this dark timber to see if anything was maybe bedded up, kind of stay on the outskirts, keep the wind good. We've got a bull that's starting to wake up from bed. Here I think he's bugled 3 times. Starting to get going pretty good. We got really good wind here. My only concern is as soon as we go across this creek and get on that top, what the wind's doing. It's a good sign. We bugled way up there. Thought we might have heard something way down in here, but as far as he's concerned, we don't exist right now, which is how we like it. So we'll just keep the wind right. As long as he keeps bugling occasionally, we're going to try to get close using the trails and some of this open terrain, so we don't got to be noisy. But I think we got to cross this creek right here and go at him, get the wind right. Because if we keep going this way, that drainage drops off really, really quick here. Got a little too close there. I thought I had about 20 more yards I can get forward, and once again, the bull was up a ways, and I was judging where they're at based on the bull. Should have been a little more patient. I got moved under a tree once again right to where I wanted to be, and there was a cow looking at me, so might need to just slow play these things a little more and not be so aggressive here, especially since he was answering everything. We shouldn't have pushed so hard, but oh well.
I've accepted the fact that I'm going to bump elk the way that I hunt. All I can do is continue on to find another bull that's willing to play the game. I know it's only going to take one.
It started raining again, but we were out locating bulls, and we located one off this knob. He's way down in the bottom, unfortunately, but that's the only bull we've got to go with, so we put our ring gear on and we're going down.
Unbeknownst to us, this bull was already moving out of the drainage with his cows down below us. He had a couple small satellite bulls that were putting some pressure on him.
So we looked at the weather, and it says where we're going has a 100% chance of rain for the rest of the night. So we figured, what the hell, might as well go in there and get soaked, but gotta go hunt somewhere. Rain won't kill you. Just makes you really cold and frustrated and me a little bit angry. But other than that, I love hunting rain gear. I heard one somewhere. I think it was like, it might even have been that one.
As I move along in this steep, broken up country, I use a location bugle whenever the terrain changes. If I feel that there are elk in this new area that haven't been able to hear me, or if I haven't been able to hear them, it's a great spot to bugle.
A bull bedded across the canyon, but it's a long, way too far for us to do anything with tonight. There's another one bugling over there. I honestly don't know if those are the ones we seen a couple hours ago when they were coming around this ridge, or if this is a different group. We're gonna go try to get on the same face that they're on the backside of this knob, and see if maybe we can't locate some over here. There's definitely a different bull. But once again, it's across the drainage. I haven't told too many people this, but it's proven by science that you will get responses to your bugles, I think 72.3% more times if you stand on a big rock. You don't want to be connected to the ground. You want to be grounded through a rock. It's only weird if it doesn't work. So after we heard that bigger bull bugle down here, sat down in the glass and spotted a bull and a cow way down in there, real far away. You can't make out really what he is, but he's got a big frame when he turns his head around. That's about all you can get. So it's a pretty big commitment to go in there after him. So I don't know what our plan's going to be, but we may end up down there tomorrow or the next day, or when we get more desperate. But yeah, it's finding elk like that just have not been touched or messed with. That are going to be a little easier to call in.
I got a bull to respond that's right below us. There's about an hour of light left. So I decided to drop down a little bit in his direction. We end up calling back and forth for a while, but with the wind starting to change and the fading light, we decide to back out. There comes a time during a hunt where I kind of change my mindset. For some strange reason, I'm willing to give just a little more effort. I'm going to hike a little bit farther, I'm going to chase every bugle that I hear, and I'm going to try to stop finding that easy one.
There's no wind over here. Not a single branch moving. But it's 87 miles an hour on that side of the ridge. I'm going down there to bugle where it's quiet. So we were just up top. We came out and listened. We did bugle. Heard a couple bulls down here, but with the wind not being good, we cruised around real quick to the bottom, and now we're gonna come up from below. We got about an hour. Sound like they're about halfway up, so we'll see if we can make it to them. If not, we'll hold back, but at least the wind's good. And hopefully they're moving. A lot of times these bulls will move from the top to the bottom. So if they make that move, they'll be getting closer to us, hopefully. We got a bull up there, maybe 250 yards. We just gotta get up to this little flat spot and set up. Oh, there's an elk. The bull's at like, he's bedded down.
As tough as it is for me not to grab my calls, I decided on this one to get a tree between me and the bull and then just sneak into range.
The wind. They got him too. think it's good. Felt good. Normally we'd give it a little longer and maybe even come back in the morning, but there is a big rainstorm coming in tonight, so we got to kind of do what we got to do, but we're on his tracks. We're going to keep following him.
My buddy Brian Sanders offered to join us on the blood trail and bring us our much needed packs and flashlights.
Thank you. Thank you guys for jumping out here with us.
Yeah. Good work. Yeah, he is. Yeah. Good work, man.
Brian and his brother's help was very welcomed, as working up a bowl and packing out in the dark was no easy chore, especially if we had to make a second trip.
How's that ankle feeling?
The next day, my cameraman David Frame and me got the majority of our camp chores done and finally had some time to reflect upon the last 9 days of elk hunting. Success is never guaranteed. From the crowded elk woods to the rainstorms, and then you add in uncooperative bulls, we pushed through with unconventional for me tactics, and that willingness to adapt and a mindset to never give up reminded us that once again, it just takes one.